Hello everyone, this is Jim Okrasinski with a short video, at least I hope it's a short video about research topic areas. So continuing on from the syllabus and the theme of the course regarding discourse communities, I want to take this opportunity to point out some of the readings that are available in this topic area and how you go about determining a research topic for your um, activities this semester. So a couple of items here. I've got a couple of articles that have some links in it. The Swales article is an interesting read if you want to dive into the Swales article. It's a little bit more of a academic article for this purpose, and it just kind of you can skim through this and look at what Swales says about the criteria that makes up a discourse community. Number one, some suggestions that he uses in discourse communities here, which I think is important. More so, I think what's really a good read would be Dan Melzer's article about understanding discourse communities. It's pretty much an easy read. He talks about learning how to play a guitar and looking for a sense of community in that to help him learn how to play a guitar. He also touches on what exactly makes up a discourse community and some of the criteria that perhaps might contribute toward that. So it is a limited read. You can skim through it and looking at some of the basic ideas that he talked about learning how to play the guitar, interacting with the members, looking toward expert members in any community. Okay. And then also he talks a little bit about how the concept of discourse communities matters for college writing. Just about every type of study area has a discourse community, whether it's English or history, psychology, sociology. A lot of the disciplines that we study in a college education in an academic setting have discourse community criteria. So you might want to take a look at this and see how he goes about it. Now, I do have some examples here of discourse community topics that might fit your interest or get you thinking about your possible topic, which might be related to your everyday lives. In this particular example of an annotated bibliography, I'll just touch on the topic itself. This particular student was really invested in baking and baking with their family and how she wanted to research the cultural aspects of baking and what does it mean from culture within both on a cultural sense but in a familiar sense. And it turned out to be quite an interesting topic. The research out there was a lot more than she had hoped for or thought that was there. Also, too, I have here a student who worked in the restaurant industry as a server and bartender for many years. Wanted to focus on, as part of her discourse community, the idea of stress and workplace addictions within the restaurant industry. If anybody's had any experience, everybody knows that restaurant servers, bartenders, they all get together afterwards because of the high-paced activity. Have a tendency to be a little bit more leaning a little bit more toward the idea of perhaps addiction and what really holds people into that particular industry. All right, that is another possibility or example of an area. And finally, I have one from a COD softball player who really wanted to focus on the sense of community among women in sports, specifically softball. From those of you who might have played some sports, there is a real discourse community, a sense of community about how um, you know women come together. Excuse me, the raspy voice this morning. How women come together in specific areas of sport, whether it's soccer or softball, Hers was a pretty interesting take on what softball does beyond just the softball team and the sense of camaraderie and self-esteem that came out to move on from softball when their time was done. So it is really an interesting topic area. So let's getting back to the content here. You may want to think about this as far as a potential topic in along working with the curious researcher and finding ultimately something that you want to research, developing a question that you would like answered so that you would have interest in performing the activities throughout this semester. That being said, I'm sure I'll touch on this further in screencast videos and possibly a lecture video, but this particular video should get you started on the path toward thinking about a discourse community. If you have any questions, send me an email. Good luck.